guys, Eddie67716 here, and welcome to my 6th episode on ObsidianCraft. Now, interesting developments happened on my Pikmin Spawner, and I've been doing a lot of stuff off cameras, which I'll show you later. So I ended up getting this to work, but I had two problems. One, I made it half the size I should have made it, and two, I made it 10 blocks lower than I should have made it, so I had to come up here. And now before I can make it ready for other players to be able to purchase XP from this machine, I'm gonna have to at least relocate the spawner part and that piglin up here. Or I'm gonna have to locate the entire thing, but I'm not quite certain. I'll see if one works or the other. But I have managed to get much more decent gear now. I've got mending on everything and all this stuff. Now, I did all this off camera, and it's quite the story how it happened, but I'll come down here and we'll head back to the plains, and I'll tell you exactly how everything happened as quickly as possible. Actually, I better deal with these guys. Alright, you magma cubes, prepare to be sliced and diced! Yeah, diced is the right word. Alright, there we go. So how I got my actual gear enchanted was from using my XP grinder. The other step I had to do was to AFK a bunch of times here to let wheat and sugarcane grow so I could get a bunch of paper and stuff. And I better just sleep the night away. My next phase was to go to a village and try to repopulate it with what villagers were left. And I've done that at this villager here, as I've been showing you earlier on. And I've also started growing some sugarcane. And yeah, I've been allowing these guys to breed, and I've been trading with them. So I've unlocked this guy's, although he has very pathetic book stuff. But later on, I managed to get myself a bunch of good gear to start brewing some chemistry, as I've got some potions back at my base. And what I did was I took that stuff, headed back to the spawn city, and I cured a few of the zombie villagers in UUBuild's little deli, and that, my friend, is the big thing that allowed me to get a huge amount of emeralds, which I'll show you exactly how many later. So, once you cure a zombie villager from being a villager, they give you cut price trades, and take this guy, instead of 10 he gives 5, and for 3 emeralds instead of 3 he gives 1. Now what this meant for these guys is they will offer very, very cheap meat deals. And I built this special butcher knife, which I would go and get a bunch of raw meat and trade with these guys. And one trade would lock and go expensive again, then I would trade with the other two, it got cheap again, and I would keep alternating that, and that allowed me to build a huge amount of emeralds. So this is how much emeralds I have. If I decompress them, you see that I have almost 3 stacks, and that's a pretty decent number of emeralds. I'll just recompress them again, but that explains most everything except for how I got the mending, which I'll explain very soon. Now, I went to another village and linked it to my portal in the hope of getting librarians, but none of them had mending, so I was thinking I would have to get a villager trading hall, which I am still going to do in this video, I believe, but I found this villager hotel hall, which was meant to guarantee the existence of villagers in Spawn City. And this guy was a zombie villager, and I cured him because I thought if any villager would randomly have mending and then they would want to preserve him. And I cured him, and yep, he has mending. And feather falling 4, that's all. Actually, I need to get that on my boots. I'll come back and get some of that on my boots. Alright, now I got the necessary stuff I need to get this enchantment. This trade, I can. There we go. Wait, nope. I forgot to. Well, at least it's mending is one of the best books. So I'll have to rinse and repeat. Alright, let's get this for real this time. Alright. Well, there's an anvil here in spawn. I hope there would be one. I mean, This is like where most people would be hanging out most of the time. Not, I don't see no emeralds, no anvils. Guess I'll head back to my base. So it generally only takes one rocket for me to get back home, and only about 20 seconds to get from A to B. Well, sometimes it's a bit hard to use that rocket properly, but hopefully this is high enough to clear all the mountains to get back home. And after this, the only real stuff I'll need to get pretty good gear is maybe a chest plate for more protection when I don't need my elytra, and I'll just need unbreaking on my boots, and that's about it. So let's get that done. 1 + 2 = 4. Feather falling 4. Wonder how good it is, because surely it will help. It's one of the most common ways to die in the ObsidianCraft server for me, other than blazes maybe, is elytra damage, and yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna show you my other little village that I've been working on, and I think I'm gonna build a train track and get 2 of their villages into where I am. So what I'm gonna have to do is build it. It'll be much quicker through the Nether. Either that, or I could build a track to the village I have right next to my base. But what you got to do is come down here, and there almost always is a huge horde of magma cubes here. But fortunately, there isn't today. But there seems to be a skeleton here. Good, I've got my shield on. Got that. Got that. Oh, the lag is real. I can't really block his arrows. But if I come down here... Oh, ghast! Okay, let's see, can I... Okay, it's gone. Well, this place is dangerous and slow, and... How many people does it take to die in quick mud for them to have such awkward-looking faces? But you think players would learn from their mistake if that was the case, but I don't really get the gist behind what soul sand is meant to mean. Quite. So here's the other village I was at, and I would often come back here with my butcher knife and kill all the sheep and cows and pigs I find, and a few chickens, but they don't have any of those deals. But one trades for rabbits, but I don't really have rabbits. But this is where I was building up my stuff, and this guy has efficiency 4 and looting 3, which are both pretty good books. Whereas the other guy, if I remember, he had quite a bad... Yeah, only 1. And Projectile Protection is not a very decent book. Anyway, I think what I'm gonna have to do is get a few of these villages to come through this portal, trap them in a minecart system, send them to the other portal, then send them back to my base, and send them to my latest construction zone, which I've started terraforming, enough place to build a huge villager town. And I'll just show you where it is now. Well, what did I say? And now they're back. And they're everywhere. There's too many of them. There's way too many of them. Once there's enough that I can clear. Oh my goodness, this is so hard to deal with. Oh my goodness, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. So this is what happens when you... I think I'm gonna have to come back and build a covering here. But once I get these little ones off the trail, that should be enough for me to be able to clear it. Yeah, that place is annoying. I'm definitely gonna have to build a roof there. You know, I always go up there thinking that's my exit, but no, it's always the next one, but... Yeah. Another thing worth mentioning is I use my little Silk Touch shovel to relocate this beehive, and looks like its honey level is full. I'm gonna have to harvest it. Now, most people would do that with a campfire, but I, being a redstoner, am gonna do a better way of harvesting it. And I'm gonna need to build a dispenser, and probably already have some oh, yeah, I think I've probably relocated my dispensers, but hopefully I'll just build the stuff I'm gonna need. Okay, I believe I have all the gear I'm gonna need to build it. So, in order to stop yourself from getting stung by bees. Now, in Minecraft, if you get stung by a bee, you get poisoned, but it's not much about what happens to you, it's more about what happens to the bees. So, my way is... Oops. Wait. Ah, skeleton! Why, you little wooden bone-eyed... Ugh. Well, there goes my little redstoning streak. Anyway, what I'm gonna need is to place a dispenser facing up into the beehive, and then place a lever here, and then I can place, depending on whether I want honey or honeycomb, I'll put shears because I want honeycomb, and place it, and voila, honeycomb. And you can use honeycomb to craft new hives. But I can fully automate this entire process. All I gotta do is dig around here, put, I think honey level goes up to 5, so put 5 redstone here, connect that to a redstone torch, and then, oh, of course, I forgot the repeater. Oh, wait, I don't actually need a repeater, so I need to come down here, and this ought to be the setup I need. So now I just gotta run a redstone line here, connected to a torch. And now, every time the honey level reaches 5, it is going to trigger... wait. I forgot the comparator, that's what I forgot. So, I think I made this one too short, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe it needs to be 5 long. I'll be back to double check. Alright, so now I've got this set up. So far, if I press F3 and look at this, it's at a honey level of 2. And as you can see, it's putting out a signal strength of 2. But once it's a honey level 5, the signal strength will be a level 5, which will toggle this torch, which will toggle the redstone under there to be off, which will toggle the torch that's under here to be on. And that is going to harvest the honey. And then I can have bottles or shears, or whatever I want here. If it's shears, however, the honeycomb doesn't go into the dispenser. But if it's a bottle, the honey will go into the dispenser. And I can use this to build hives. And I could probably build an automatic honey farm, because I think UU Builds needs some honey. And if I build a honey shop, I can make me some diamonds. And speaking of diamonds, unfortunately my supply is down to 18. I used to have 2 stacks, but I spent it mostly on rockets and on repairing my armor before I had mending. But now that I have mending, I'm not going to have to do diamonds. So I think the next thing I'm going to have to do is going to be a mining montage. Now, just before I go into that mining montage, I've been building up a space here because I want to build some sort of Blacksmith Workshop where I can have some weaponsmiths, toolsmiths, and armorers here. And up here, I'm gonna build like a kind of similar to KP Boys Hall, but it's gonna be like a library with a bunch of librarians and a couple of cartographers, and that's where I'm gonna get a bunch of enchanted books. And I might build a shop of a similar design in the shopping district, which will sell books, and I'm going to call it the Library of Knowledge. And it's going to have all their needs like looting 3, fortune 3, sharpness 5, especially mending, and a couple of other good books like that. And then I'm going to turn this into my trading hall, and it's going to be the most villager ethical trading hall I try to build. But it will have a device called the Inflator, which will turn villagers to zombie villagers so I can get some better deals. But other than that, let's go into my cave where... Oh, that's my AFK hole. Yeah, and this is a prototype mushroom farm I've been starting to build. But maybe if I move these torches up further, it will be more... Yeah. And anyway, I'm gonna head down and do a mining montage. was a pretty eventful mining trip. Well, I haven't yet smelted some of my stuff, but I only found 1 gold, but... Okay, let's just transfer all this stuff to blocks and we'll see what I've got. Alright, here's a review of things I've gotten from least valuable to most valuable. A stack and 18 coal blocks, 5 coal, a stack and 19 blocks of redstone, and 6, then 1 gold, 6 ingots, 28 blocks of lapis, and 6 of them, 21 blocks of iron, and oh, actually, that should be a block as well, and 1 emerald, and 31 diamonds. So, overall, I'd say that's a decent mining trip, and I was hoping to get more, but I didn't really bring enough torches to get up to a stack, so I guess that's going to be a decent enough montage for today. Also, I mined quite a bit of diorite because I need quite a bit to build the libraries I want to build, because it's going to be the main block along with some, probably a dark stone, well, that blackstone, there's a blackstone roof, and probably going to use quartz pillars and stuff, so I don't usually use diorite much in my building, but I use it much more than I would granite. And this is, by far, the most useful of those 3 1.8 blocks, but I'll take some of the most important of this stuff up, leave some of the cobble, might need to sell that in a shop later on, and may as well take that stuff up, and I think what I need to do next is gather up some quartz and blackstone, and then I should be ready to build the library. So, I'm gonna need to go get some quartz in the nether, but I think if I may as well get quartz, I may as well try to get a little bit of netherite, at least enough for my pick. So, you need a smithing table to update it, and what I'm gonna go to do is go to the nether, go back to my tunnel towards that village, go down to layer 15, and branch mine the same way I do with diamonds. And I always like to take safety first when I go for netherite, so I'm bringing a bunch of fire res potions and 1 of health, just to be on the safe side. So, I'll go build that now. So, it appears the people have mined out this area, and they've done a pretty decent job at that, I'd say, but they haven't done it over there by the look of it, so I guess I'm gonna build my mine over this way if it isn't completely mined out. It is. Alright, I've got a bit of gear, and hopefully this will be a good enough amount to start up my little netherite mine, and just get my storage set up, and I'll be ready to mine, and then, yeah. I'm doing this mainly for quartz, but if there's netherite involved, I may as well get netherite too, so... Alright, how much time do I have left on my reds? Might take another one to be on the safe side, and do another mining montage. When I remember what I needed the furnace for, to smelter the ancient debris. Well, I'll just mine it all and then come and upgrade later. Okay, so what happened was I ended up getting enough ancient debris to make 2 netherite ingots, which you need 4 ancient debris for every ingot, and 4 gold as well. And I ended up upgrading my pick and my sword. I unfortunately lost the footage of me using in the smithing table, but anyway, this is going to be the end of this episode. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like. If you'd like to support my channel, please subscribe, and I'd like to see you guys in the next video where I will get my villager training hall built up. Goodbye!